Believe it or not, the Yankees and the Padres both won 82 games last year. Both teams, 82 and 80, which is kind of shocking because if you ask fans of either team, both teams were unmitigated disasters last year. Very similar clubs in the sense that they had very similar payrolls, similar expectations, and a similar failure to meet any of those expectations or even come remotely close. But finally, after that slow motion Juan Soto trade was finally realized or finalized last night, it now seems like these two teams have a much clearer vision of the future. Also, two teams that are now moving in opposite directions. Man, when things change, they change quickly. For instance, the Juan Soto to the Yankees trade is franchise-altering for both teams, but in different ways. For the Yankees, it is a real Yankee move, and for the first time in a long time. The kind of move that Yankee fan has been desperate for, clamoring for. The kind of move that Yankee lineup desperately needed. Because excluding Aaron Judge, and I don't care what other bats have been in that lineup the last couple of years, that lineup has been straight up horrendous the last couple of seasons. They needed something. They needed pop badly. They needed a lefty bat badly. They needed a dude who fits what they do, namely, sees a lot of pitches, hits a lot of bombs. And if there's one guy that fits that profile perfectly, it's Juan Soto. Potentially a slam dunk for the Yankees. A slam dunk because this dude is already a generational bat. And he arguably hasn't even entered his prime yet. But I say potentially because he has only 1 year left on that deal. And him re-upping is obviously the Yankees' plan. It's the Yankees' desire, but that's no lock. 1, he's represented by Scott Boras. 2, what if the Yankee experience somehow is a bad one? What if this season somehow goes sideways for him or for them? I mean, there absolutely is risk in this. That said, the Yankees had to take that big swing. They had to get it done because to not do so and have another crappy year and sink even further into irrelevance would have been the biggest risk of all. They had to do this. They had no choice. On the flip side, I would say the same thing about the Padres. They had to do this. They had no choice. But for them, it's extremely bittersweet. Yes, they did all right in this trade. They did. They did aight in this trade. In fact, better than aight. They did aight plus. But they didn't bring this dude in to move him. They brought this dude in to shock the world and make San Diego not only America's finest city, but America's finest baseball team. And it damn near worked, right? It damn near worked until it didn't. That championship window now is no longer open. It's shut. It's shut. It was open. It's shut. The question is it painted over and nailed shut? Time will tell. But they did what they had to do because there was no way in hell they were going to re-sign Soto. We know this. They had to get what they could get. We know that. And considering everybody in baseball knew that they had to move this guy, that's going to hurt their leverage. They actually made out pretty well. Even if they didn't get any monsters in return, they did get quality, they did get arms, multiple arms, and they got some depth. In fact, what I'm saying is they got something, which is more than nothing, which is exactly what the Angels got for Shohei. Hey, speaking of which, Shohei, my dude, let me ask you something. What's your dog's name? Just kidding. Don't block me. Don't block me, Shohei. So, where does that leave us? Yankee fan is hyped. These tools are depressed.
That's what's in.
Both teams had to make this deal for very different reasons. Padre fan, it was awesome, wasn't it? It was awesome until it wasn't. Yankee fan, maybe it can be awesome once again. I don't know what's going to happen long term, but at least for 1 year, it's going to be pretty awesome, potentially. But to do nothing would have been even more devastating than San Diego fan watching a future Hall of Famer walk out that door, entering the prime of his career. But once again, they did get arms and catching and depth. And that's a lot more than what the Angels got for Shohei, namely a rosin bag. You know, Brian Cashman's got to be feeling pretty good about himself. You know how I know that? He, for some reason, was feeling pretty good about himself before this happened. He said so a number of weeks back. So I would imagine he's feeling pretty good about himself. Or should I say, pretty bleeping good. See, the thing about that is, if he had said that last night, that'd be one thing. If he had said that after he got Soto, that'd be one thing. He swerved way out of his lane to make that statement a few weeks back.
Pretty good, personally.
Hey, man, how you feeling about things? Pretty bleeping good, personally. So this guy was looking for any camera and any mic that was hot so he could let the world know that he was proud of his people and that we're pretty bleeping good, Alvin.
Pretty good, personally.
All right, so the key about that is he made that statement before that trade went down. So I would imagine Cash is feeling a lot better than pretty bleeping good right now.
Pretty good, personally.
Had to make that deal. Had to get it done. Maybe now he can fit his big nuts through some wider hallways for making that deal. Had to get it done. Gave up a lot, and that's a one-year contract right now. Yeah, I know. You're the Yankees. He'll get there. They'll have an entire year to pitch him. They'll give him more money than anybody has. I'm telling you, it's not a lock. Nothing is guaranteed, except that they had to make that deal. Padre fan, get up in here. I'm curious how you feel about this. Yankee fan, get up in here. I'm curious how you feel about this. 1-800-636-8686. And I wonder if Cash is done. I'm going to say he's not. Verdugo, previous to this, Soto right now. I don't think he's done. They're back to being the Yankees. And by that I mean throwing cash at it. Padres took their shot. Got close, didn't work. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell to be the first to know when we do upload a new video.